everybody, and welcome to today's newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps, Beneath the Waves, Part 2. Today is January 31st, 2021, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/indooradventures, where we host our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. All, again, being hosted for free. The easiest way to ask us those questions that you can then get your answers to is by joining us on our Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audio cast down below, and we will also post that link regularly throughout the game, so be on the lookout if you miss it in the Twitch chat. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on Twitch and YouTube and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we also have face masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of those masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who are you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'm playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard, and we both go by he, him.
Hello everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm going to be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter. We both go by she, her.
Oi, I'm Cyber. I use he, him, or any. I play Arjhan. Arjhan is a person that he uses he, him.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, she, her. I'm playing as Cori, the Eldritch Paladin. She, they, and he.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, Caelum became a very old man, which I still think is one of the greatest things I've ever done as a Dungeon Master, and the party was separated between the Material Plane and the Shadowfell. After Caelum, again, had returned from being a Lich, or rather reverted, returning back to a more flesh and blood based kind of individual, you were able to then meet up with the party back on the Material Plane. It was at that point that, figuring that you had a month of downtime before Oliviette would reach the maritime city of Prospect, that you were going to then take stock, as it was. Figure out the lay of the land, situate yourselves, and it was at this point that Gwen wanted to go to the Goliath tribe, Arjhan wanted to go to the Dragon Forge, and our dear elven companions decided that they were going to go to the Isle of Arathsk and totally not spill the beans about a tower named the Dragon Forge to a rather old and upsetty dragon himself. Now, it was on the Isle of Arathsk that Caelum, you and Cori decided that you were going to go and speak with one Orillo Threat Twister about possibly acquiring a anti-aging cream of sorts that could revert you for a total of 300 years back to a younger date. As Caelum, I believe you are, what, 300 or 630 something?
625.
625, and you don't look a day over 500. However, the overall required cost for that anti-aging cream was going to be 280,000 gold pieces, a number that seems and is quite astronomical. But you were all rather certain that your dear friend and Hordes person, Arjhan Yodaris, definitely had all of that money stored away from your entire adventure. It was at that point that Arjhan taught Cori and Caelum a very valuable lesson in money, showing them a kingdom's worth of gold and platinum and jewels, as well as all of the gold that you've gotten throughout your many, many adventures, that came close to the overall cost of that anti-aging cream. He instead then was willing to part with 5,000 platinum pieces to the cause, and that is roughly where we left off last session, with Gwen still being at the Goliath camps, but with Cori and Caelum speaking with Arjhan at the bottom of the Dragon Forge, as Kendek had approached them and asked, what do you do when you like somebody? And your group response was, you talk to Gwen about it. So that is where we are going to resume, is with the 3 in the Dragon Forge. You wanted to reach out to Gwen about this. Were you going to take Gideon and go back to the Goliath camp? Or were you just sort of like, you'll know when you know and you'll figure it out and then move on from there?
I mean, if Kendek really wants someone to talk to, we're not going to deny the boy.
Kendek just seems more like, it's not like he's like sweating super hard over this. Like, this isn't like keeping him up at night. This is like, he's never had feelings for another dragon person before.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just like, I don't know what to do. And figured that the easiest people to reach out to and talk to about it would not be Ren or Jirana, because Jirana, well, is the person of his affections.
For the most part, have you tried talking to her? How did that go?
And he says, most often she just wishes to spar. So we spar. Mostly she wins. She is a very strong fighter.
Understandable. All right, well, pinging the sending stone to Gwen. Let's see. Hey, Gwen, it's Caelum. Bit of a situation. Kendek needs some help speaking to someone he likes.
Hitman.
Cori says hitman.
Okay. Do you want me to come over there? Or do you want me to sum it up in the speech bubble thing?
Turning back to the rest of the party, Gwen asks if we need her to if she needs to come here, or would we want her to paraphrase?
It would. I'm sure this is more help that can be done in a series of sendings.
25 words. Yep.
Yeah. How to win a woman in 50 words. Interesting. I mean, you just got here. Do you want to fire up Gideon, go back, bring her here?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll give her some warning, though. Actual spell slot. If it's... sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just make sure that, she has availability.
Yeah. If it's cool with you, we'll come to pick you up. Are you available?
Gwen has started writing things down and kind of like perks up at this. I'm available. We'll have to return soon, but down to chat for the time being. Don't send Caelum.
Oh. Well, she said she's okay to come by and not to send to me, so looks over to Cori.
I can go. Do you have some business to finish up on Arask?
Okay. So 4 hours, 4 hours into the house can teleport again. 4 hours after that, until it can teleport back, you want to add another 4 hours in there so that you can do your Arillo quest.
I don't know if that's only going to take 4 hours. How about this? I'll ask Rillo how long it'll take, and I'll let you know.
Well, it's going to be, it sounds like through this, it's going to be more than 8 hours before the house returns. We'll hand over the key to whoever. I'm exhausted. He's going to go to sleep.
Okay.
Cori takes the key and then says to Caelum, you know, if it does take more than 4 hours, then you
Call
could
a
just...
doctor.
No, you could just take the house back to Dragonforge and then come and pick me up.
Yeah, okay. Yep, got it.
Thumbs up.
When do I call the doctor? Oh, wait, I am the doctor.
Okay. So, Arjhan is going sleepy. There is still a number of hours left until you can actually get in the house again to transport back to Arask. Is there anything that Cori and Caelum wanted to do in the 4 hours while you wait for the house to actually cool down?
Nope.
Oh wait, y'all are taking the house. I'm keeping the key.
Because you need the key to summon the house to you.
Yes.
Well, to loophole into the house, yes.
Yeah. If anything, oh no, Gwen didn't give me her armor, so nothing.
Okay. Caelum, as you are watching Girana train, you are actually met with a familiar face who doesn't seem to recognize you at first. And you hear the voice of Farron. As you had asked the group known as Off Constantly to become the guards of the Dragon Forge in your absence. And just, I thought it had been a long time since I had seen you, but I didn't think it had been that long.
Oh, hey, Farron. Good to see you.
That's good to see you too. I would call you young man, but I don't know if that honestly applies anymore.
No.
What? I mean, you look healthy comparatively to the last time that I saw you, where you had like black veins coming up your neck and all of that other thing, but how have you been?
It's a very long, long story. I've got some time if you do.
For you, I always have time.
Find a place to grab a drink and he'll relay what's been going on.
As far as a place to grab a drink, there doesn't seem to be any bar or upstart tavern that has taken root in the Dragon Forge. But it does seem like the guards post has been very well stocked, thanks to, well, none other than Off Constantly. So Farron makes sure to grab 2 mugs, and he says that Mugwort is currently out and about doing perimeter checks, and Prescott is helping train some new recruits. So they are currently occupied, but he's still more than willing to at least sit down and speak with you.
And then we're running up the castle steps. Cori kicks one of the Shatterkai down them, and apparently that Shatterkai was my mom.
Is this the part where I apologize and say I'm sorry that she kicked your mom?
No, my mom's a bitch.
He kicked your mom?
They kicked my mom.
They kicked your mom. Oh, and your mom's... Okay, well, no, then fuck her then, right? Yes. I mean, it's like she didn't raise you. She's not really your mom.
True. But yeah, that's mostly been me. Had the soul put back into me. That was an experience.
You know, as somebody... You say it like I don't know how that feels at this point in time.
Oh.
Things have been a little, again, interesting for me this last year or so, but, you know, I think it's nice to sit for a little bit as a whole.
Yeah, I had about 3 months myself before we went and did some adventuring, and that was very good. Spent most of it out on the sea, actually.
Oh, how was that?
It was good.
I haven't been to the sea and...
I don't think you've ever met them, but Captain Oliviette, I was on her ship. The Midnight Dancer? Where's the Moonrunner now?
It is currently the Moonrunner.
The Moonrunner.
I can't say that I am familiar with her or her travels, but it has been a handful of years since I was last on the sea.
Well, if anything coming up, you might be able to get some sort of passage on her boat. We're gonna go see her in about a month.
Well, that really depends. Would you prefer us staying here? Would you rather bring us along, I guess?
Maybe we'll try and wrangle her landward.
All
Have her
right.
come here.
Oh, right. On like a return trip, or like bring her to Forge. Either way, it's been a day.
Oh, what's been going on?
Oh, nothing much, honestly. It's been ever since that one time where that individual who brought Keshin, who didn't like Arjhan very much, it's been pretty low. It's been very nice. And honestly, it's boring me out of my skull.
Has there been any... Were you updated about the black worms?
Oh yes, no, that weird deer thing that you all killed outside of the city. None of those. Just making sure to train individuals. That Girana, all she wants to do is spar. That's it. As far as guard captain goes, she should be the one training individuals, not us. Although Prescott is much more magically inclined than the rest of us, he's also finding himself not exactly surrounded by arcane individuals or individuals who are willing to learn. So we're fine being here, all things considered, but definitely a little stir-crazy at points.
Well...
Though, one thing that you should know, that Girana, she likes the Forge Master, but she doesn't know how to talk to him. She thinks that asking him to spar is the equivalent of flirting, and she's waiting for him to ask for her to spar, but he is a very tentative boy from what I've been able to see. He's my good time boy, my sweet cheese.
I thought I was
perfect.
Your sweet cheese.
You are, but you've been off on your own adventures, and Kendek has been making weapons, and I don't think that they have the same lineup as to what they think the other one is interested in outside of them being interested in each other.
We need to set them up on a date. That doesn't involve sparring.
Wait, hold up.
Yes.
You don't say, really?
Really.
And you see Farron just start, like, wringing his hands together conspiratorially.
Farron, tomorrow Gwen is going to be here to help us out with the situation. Can you loop Mug in?
You bet your bottom gold I can.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match.
And Cori, what are you up to at this point?
I think Cori wanders off into the woods to see if there's any stray fae wandering around. I think I remember last time we were here, we had a pixie. I don't know if that pixie stuck around.
The pixie had not stuck around because you had sent that pixie from the hollowed locks, but if you'd like, you can roll a investigation check to try and track down any other fae markings.
Sure thing. Cori just likes to keep a watch on what's going on around the Dragon Forge, because we've had trouble there in the past. Investigation. There it is. I'm clicking the button. I got a 13.
Okay, so a 13. As you're making the rounds outside of the Dragon Forge itself, like, you can hear what sounds like training kind of dying down. You can hear the distant sound of metal working as the people seem to dissipate. And you get deeper into the woods. You start seeing not necessarily fae markings, but at one point as you were walking, you feel a line, like a piece of thread, like a fishing line, actually snap under your boot. And when you look down, you can see that there are cans that then fall from a tree and begin to rattle. And you hear a yaha as a dwarven figure jumps from a tree, hits the ground, rolls, and pops up with two hand axes and just, take that, you! Ah, coriander. And you see that it is none other than Mugwort, who is doing perimeter duty.
Hey, Mug. You caught a fae.
And he looks and just says, no, it has been a while since we've got a fae in this place. The last time we got a fae was just a little small one. Don't worry, we let it go.
No. The fae is me. I am fae.
Yes,
fae
I see
is me.
this. I see many things.
How you been doing out here?
Honestly,
what's
it's
all-
not so bad. It's a little
what's-
boring.
What's all of this?
Okay, look, ever since the one time where there was that mean guy who, like, came with all the cashin, we set up perimeters, like ropes and threads and other traps, and I don't really like being inside of the Dragon Forge. It's nice. It's not bad. Not as full of hustle and bustle as most major cities are, but it's, you know, small. It's not even a tavern. There is our guards post. And the guards post is really just where myself, Prescott, and Farron have all been living.
Give it some time. It's still growing, coming into its own. There'll be a tavern soon, I'm sure of it.
What if? Hear me out. I have not had a sounding board in what feels like months. What if?
All here for it.
Guards post. Great name for a tavern. We just run tavern out of our house. That way I can't run up a bill with anybody because I would own the tavern.
Oh, you're planning on running the tavern yourself then?
No, I would own the tavern.
Well, that's the way to do it. You don't have to do all the work yourself. Just keep on pouring money
And become
into...
an investor.
Yes. You're going to have to talk to Arjhan about that. I know nothing about money.
Is he in town?
He is. For a limited time. You're gonna have to track him down.
I am excellent tracker.
Now, where's Prescott?
Oh, he's in town. He found one or two of those people from Unan that had the magic abilities. He's finding it very difficult because they don't know how to read Common or Elvish.
Oh, I see. What do they read? Draconic?
From my understanding, they don't read.
Oh.
So he is having to teach them letters.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Well, I'll leave him to his nerd shit then.
He is a nerd.
Come on, I'll show you where Arjhan is.
Okay. Make your way back into the city. Arjhan had gone up to sleep. So do you just like motion for the tower and say like, oh, he's like 4th floor, big door, you can't miss it.
Or he forgets that sleep is a thing. Yeah, that's where Arjhan lives.
And he is in there right now?
As far as I know, I think he went up there to have a nap. Oh, he's napping.
Like napping or like 8 hours good rest nap?
Like 8 hours is about the time that people sleep usually, right?
Typically, sometimes longer.
For
Then
me,
there are
it's more-
those who like to claim themselves as sleepless elite who only need like 6 hours. That's what Prescott always tells me.
Isn't Prescott an elf?
Yes. He likes to rub it in my face that there are other dwarves who don't sleep as long as I do.
Elves only need 4 hours.
I know, and I hate it.
So if he's sleeping for 6 hours, then he's actually sleeping in, and you should call him out on it.
Are you serious with me right now?
I'm being completely serious with you.
That motherfucker. If you'll excuse me, I need to have a conversation with an old friend and recent enemy. And Mugwort turns on a heel and just like beelines just Prescott!
Did you just legit forget, or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Incredible. All right. Cori's like left standing in the front, and do we get a sending from Gwen? Because now would be a good time to get that.
I was told that I was going to get picked up, but no one told me when.
Cool.
So if an hour passes,
Yeah.
I'll message Cori and just sorry. I'll just be like, so am I just gonna wait here or like what's going on? Where's the house?
Sorry, we just moved the house, so it'll be like 3 more hours.
You got
before
like
we-
another hour left.
What is time? Anyway, we'll be right. Run out of words.
All right. What time is it here?
It's in the evening at this point, Gwen. This is like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. This is not party night, right? This is the night. This is later on.
This is the next day, I would believe.
Okay. Did I have a council meeting set up, or did I have a meeting with Chua set up
You did
to
have a
talk
meeting
about
with
the
Chua.
Raven Queen?
Yeah. Yes, you did. Time is difficult when y'all are
Hey,
spaced and doing
that's
different
fine.
things, but that's okay.
It's true.
I should write down notes more often.
And
That's
every ti-
okay.
And every time we move the house, it has to stay there for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some like
Stuttering.
geometry, like mathematical bullshit that we can do to like do it in the most efficient way.
This is why I took prop stats. Anyways, Gwen, you had a meeting with Chua planned. Had it been initially planned for the morning, or were you planning on doing that later on in the evening?
Just whenever.
Let's say that it was happening midday, so that way it's happening before these calls. So do you end up meeting Chua, or is Chua coming to you?
I will go to Chua because I still don't feel comfortable summoning people to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will go into her tent. And I don't think I need to recount the whole tale of us, but I will. Gwen will, in her way, tell the story of the Rookery of Bones and seeing her father and meeting. Shoot, what was his name? The Goliath in
Standing Grave.
Standing Grave, and then a quick summary of fighting splitting the Raven Queen, fighting her, and then what happened after. So basically, she's kind of like Cori's clone. I'm gonna be honest, like that part kind of confused me. I don't know if that's how Faye like. I feel like we talked about it, and that's not how Faye reproduced. So it was one of those like weird magic bullshit things. But I talked to her and explained to her our situation here and what we do for her and all that sort of stuff. So that is the full story. I don't want to freak anyone out. And you know how I'm not the best censorer. So, yeah.
So, let me see if I have this right. The Raven Queen, who the Dread Thunder clan has followed
Yeah.
and worshipped for a while,
Yeah.
did not care for us.
Well, I don't know if she had the capacity to.
And we were not actually sending our people to her service, but instead just sort of tossing them
Pile of bodies, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But not anymore. So
Okay.
there's that.
That is a plus.
Yeah.
I don't know how the others will take this information. Because as it stands, I don't know how I'm taking this information right now.
Might be good to process. It was pretty well once I got there, it was I kind of, and the Shadowfell was kind of like boy was it affecting me in a weird way, like a magical way, like I was really depressed. So I don't think it hit me as hard when I was there, but boy, looking back on it, it was a lot.
And you, with this Standing Grave individual,
yeah,
they gave you a new spirit.
Did they give me the tattoo?
Yes, Standing Grave did.
Yeah. Yes. Well, do you want to meet him?
I would like to learn a little bit about them, if possible, yes.
Okie dokie. Hey, you new guy? You up there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You mind popping out for a second? To meet my tribe. Skywatcher.
Do you like using your like ancestral guardian or your Echo
Yeah.
Knight ability as a fighter? Just like, boop, like.
Well, as the ancestral guardian, I could just as a bonus action
Oh, okay, cool.
create. Yeah, and we've just been flavoring them as the same thing.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I technically have to be raging, but okay.
This is
All right.
your tribe. It's fine. And so yes, you bring forth Hexton, and Chua just sort of like straightens up a little bit and looks at them, and you just see this like where Hexton had a very defined form while you were in the Shadowfell. Now that you are on the material plane, they just look like they are a humanoid figure made of just like almost like dark flames that seem to be like licking off of their body, but you can't actually tell what they look like currently. It just looks like this tall shadow with a massive greatsword. The greatsword being one of the only things that you can actually see and make sense of at this point.
Yeah, so this is Hexton. He has the Graveblade. And he is a follower of Merkel.
This sounds like a history check for our dear old Chua.
I think I was told who that was, right?
Yes. Merkel was I believe he was the Lord of Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Aerithnol, the god of slaughter. Thanks, Greyhawk. So
thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.
That's how I know all these.
So Chua, like, seeing this figure, like, just begins, like, looks at him and then, like, grabs some of her herbs from, like, her cache. And then you see her begin just, like, never breaking eye contact with this individual, but just constantly, like, let's figure this out. And she is going to ritually cast an identify to find out what it is Hexton does, like trying to figure out like this dude. And the entire time Hexton is just standing there
menacingly
watching, looking. And she then is able to sort of cast this identify, and as she does, she throws this mixture, this ground mixture from like a mortar and pestle into the flames, and as they do, the smoke wreaths up and wraps around Hexton, and as it does, those flames, this is kind of like dark shadow that seems to be licking off of his body, fades enough for you to actually see the figure that you had met in the Shadowfell much more clearly. And when Hexton locks eyes with Chua again, where previously you had only been able to see like these slits where his eyes would have been, it is just this face that you see has a menacing smirk to it. And then as Chua like sort of like rears back a little bit, they disappear. And Chua looks at you and says, "You have a very powerful ally. And most specifically, the weapon that he wields."
Yeah, the Graveblade. He said that it had like names on it, and he was like collecting souls, I think, for his god.
Yes, he is an individual who, when fighting against someone, imagine a tribeless Goliath. They did not call any place home. They revered no chieftain, no sense of order. The only thing that they actually understood was the balance between life and death, and they figured that they were the scale. The Graveblade has 9 slots, 9 names that it can take.
Okay. Is that why I can only summon him 9 times? Well, 8 now, right? Because I did when we were in the Shadowfell.
So, mechanically, Hexton is equipped with a 9 live Stealer Greatsword. Which, Hexton, if you summon him,
yeah,
will have a +2 bonus to attack rolls and to damage rolls. I'll send you all this information as well.
Okay, cool.
There are 5 names already on
Oh,
the
okay.
blade itself. There are 4 slots remaining. Once the 4th slot is taken, then your tattoo will disappear and Hexton will leave.
Shit, okay. He seems like he's made his own little space in my mind palace, where all the Goliaths and, you know,
How
lings
many of
live in
them
my
are
head.
in there?
Oh boy. So it's kind of like this system where like one of them is like near the front. So I can like, you know, like, hey, Grayskull, and like talk to him. But it's like all of the spirits I can summon are kind of there, but like the main ones that I talk to, like Grayskull and all of the other ones that I can talk to that I can't think of the names of, Salamarn and all those, they're kind of at like near the front. I mean, they don't like bother me, but it is why I get distracted so often. That's canon now.
It's not the ADHD. It's all the spirits that are talking to me.
Sorry, the voices.
There's ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it.
Don't do drugs, kids.
And Chua just looks at you. So, and this has not been a problem before.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really like a problem now. I just wasn't, you know, I guess I never expected any of them at, you know, a Grayskull I invited in, but like the rest of them kind of just showed up. So it's kind of par for the course.
It is the marking of a great leader.
Thanks. Anyways, so that was that. I think probably good to like process everything, and then we'll get together. I've been summoned to the Dragon Forge for the evening. I'm gonna just crash over there tonight. There is someone who wants romantic advice about someone they're interested in, and of course, as the party member who knows the most about those things, they've called me.
She puts up
over
her
for it.
hand, just say no more.
Yeah. Anyways, so have we heard anything about the person looking for Peter? Because I'm pretty sure the time limit on that is coming.
They got to Marisville
Right?
and
I
found
feel like
out
I've been
that
told this like so many times. Just
they
cannot
got to
remember.
Marisville and found out that this individual, Peter, that you were looking for, hopped on a ship and was sailing across the sea.
Right. And that's where we're going, kind of. So,
You are going into
Well-
the ocean?
well, yeah, we're going to go to, it's a whole thing. I don't really want to tell another story tonight, but there is a sunken place that we have to go to get a sword that we can store Caius's being into, kind of like my weapon, except for like more like a prison than what's going on here. And then we have to go to the abyss or the hells. I always get confused about that. And then we have to go get Caius's real name, and then we could go to space and trap Caius. That's the bullet point plan that I have going on.
And Shua just like slow blinks at you and
Yeah.
then says, talking with you about your adventures always makes me feel as if I am 3 meads deep, even when I have had nothing to drink in this day.
I get it. I'm living it. That's why I ask so many questions all the time, because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I am proud to be your speaker for a chieftain with such a storied tale.
Cats, sorry.
That is okay.
Well, I honestly, I don't know if I could do this without you, Chua, so I appreciate it.
That is no worries. In the meantime, while you are off giving romantic advice, I will try and figure out how to tell the rest of the council that the Raven Queen did not care for us. But
should we tell them that, though?
Offered her assistance to us in times of need.
I think she lost her way. She became corrupted, but the fact that she still offered her assistance means that she deep down cared for us, and she respects us and wants us to succeed, you know? Like, even through the struggles that she was going through, she was still able to bless us. And I think that's something.
Wise words.
Thanks. I think I'm getting the hang of this.
I think you are as well. It is good to see.
I was raised really well. What can I say?
And at that, she smirks. And she just sort of like waves you off. Like she has no time for your platitudes.
Stop it.
At this point. But yeah, so she is going to tell you to go prepare for the advice that you must give unto your friends.
Okay.
And so it is around that point that Gwen, it's been like an hour since anybody contacted you about coming to come get you.
I'm gonna go up the hill and just sit outside of the spot where the house, because I was thinking that someone would get there and like come get me, because the tents are pretty tall and I can't see the hill from like everywhere. I thought somebody would come down, but now that nobody's coming, it's getting late, everyone's going to sleep anyways, or like I'm going to sleep.
They get
Gwen's
some
just
rest
gonna Gwen's gonna go up in the hill and play her flute, which she hasn't done in a while.
Okay. Yeah, and Cybra just comes up next to you, rests down. She does that thing where like she kind of like half curls around you. Keeps you warm on this winter-red evening.
Just a babies.
Okay. And then meanwhile, back at the Dragon Forge, 4 hours passes. The house is once again ready and recharged. Where is the first stop for our 2 elven companions?
Well, there's a couple of different ways that we could do this. I'm saying this completely out of character because the logistics of this are a nightmare. We could either go to Arask, drop off Cori there. That means that you go to Arask, have to stay there for 4 hours. Go to the Goliath camp, have to stay there for 4 hours. Go to Dragon Forge, drop off Gwen. By that point, 8 hours will have passed on Arask, and then you can go pick up Cori if 8 hours is enough for the Arillo quest. How much time do we have? Like, can we just like, like split it up into like days? Like, what's going on here,
You
y'all?
guys got like 28 days.
Yeah, you're the one who wants to go to Rask immediately.
All right, then let's just go get Gwen.
Yeah.
My brain says do things efficiently. This is why I'm a nightmare to play games with. Just regular game. Like I've been wasting so much time on Factorio. Anyway, we're getting Gwen.
Whoop, Gwen. Whoop, back to the dragon.
Okay, Gwen, pop back in. You gotta wait another 4 hours for the house to work.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of late at this point, Cori. I'm just gonna go. Well, yeah, Cori, you and I haven't talked in a while. Are you doing all right?
I mean, about what specifically?
Well, you did have part of your soul ripped out and became a god.
Yeah,
There was that whole tree baby thing.
That was more recent.
Uh-huh.
Well, the whole like soul being ripped out, whatever, that happened quite a long time ago. And honestly, that's really complicated at this point because the Raven Queen, as it stands, is both the person who ripped the soul out and also the person who got their soul ripped out. So, like, honestly, I think that she's the one that's having the most trouble with that particular situation.
Yeah, holy shit. Okay. Well, how are you feeling about stuff?
It's exciting to have a sister, but I have some feelings of inferiority to her.
But you're a Caelum.
She's
You're like a demigod.
Yes, but she's already a god. And she's only existed for days.
I mean, but she's kind of you, so
And she's kind of not me. So it's kind of complicated.
yeah. I'm
How about you?
right.
You know, meeting your god and now it's kind of me and kind of not me.
Yeah, that's a little confusing, but I'm kind of compartmentalizing it as like a good thing because the god that we had before was kind of not great. I mean, like just the situation that was going on. So like, I mean, I still got the Tempest and he's cool as fuck and that's cool. But I think it's a good thing that I can, assure my people that it's that things are going to get better.
I think that's the best takeaway that we can have from this entire situation.
Yeah.
It's strange, different.
Yeah.
But not bad.
Right. Explaining about the soul situation in the Shadowfell where we were like basically kind of just dumping bodies on it. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. But it's, again, getting better.
Yep. Nope. That's mortally terrifying to me. And
yeah.
I'm supposed to be above all this, evidently.
Yeah. Well, okay. So explain to me the situation, and we don't have to split this out, but explain to me the situation with Kendak has a crush.
Okay. So here are the details.
The details are delivered. But, Caelum, have you told Cori that Girana also likes Kendak?
That's a round table discussion for the morning when I rolled for it. Caelum is not fucking inebriated.
What?
Is he drunk right now?
He's super fucking drunk right now.
Damn it. The first time in so long.
Oh, Caelum.
First time in so long, I rolled a con check, and it was like, 1. I was like, well, fuck. He hasn't had alcohol in a while that hit him, so...
Bless, and he's hanging out with his old crew, just like old times. Same old Caelum. Old.
I get it. I'm just waiting for you to tire yourself out.
I'm always tired. That's a zero-sum game, buddy.
Okay.
Cori and Gwen hang out for a bit, but Cori make sure Gwen gets some sleep.
Sounds good.
Gwen sleeps. She's being responsible. She drinks and then she sleeps, but
It's pretty
She
responsible.
drinks a responsible amount.
Cori will
For Gwen.
hang out on the roof of the building.
Okay. Yeah, and Cori, as you are sitting up on the roof of the building, kind of looking out, you see the Goliath camp sort of spread out in front of you, and like it really sets in now that you are at the highest vantage point that you can be, that the Goliath camp is massive. This is a huge place. There are, again, as we described in last week's session, there are 6 tribes worth of Goliaths that have all joined for the Tread Thunder clan. This is the largest group of a people that you have seen, not with like solid structures. And honestly, it's pretty neat to witness. Kind of not in a way where it's like belittling, but they do sort of look like ants as they go around. It's more like when you're in a plane and you're leaving the city and you can see like cars and everything start moving beneath you, and it gets to that point where like you're like, that's not a car, that's like what a car represents. And like that's kind of what it looks like with the Goliaths and with the Aurochs and with everybody who currently exists in the Tread Thunder clan, is that they are moving with such autonomy that it almost seems either like pre-planned or just they move in such a way that they have no idea what has been given, what has been done for them to experience this level of freedom.
I think Cori ruminates on all of this, and curiosity overwhelms him, and he'll hop down from the roof, summon his familiar, the fox and the will-o'-the-wisp in the shape of a fox, and just go for a walk about the tribes, like get to know people, just chat for like the 4 hours that Cori has time to kill.
Yeah. No, and a lot of these individuals remember you, or at least like they remember seeing orange-colored Eladrin, and they met you so briefly.
Well, this is where Cori lost his arm.
Yeah.
So he's like doing the thing like, yeah, remember me? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Hey!
No. Like there are definitely individuals who are like recognizing you at this point. But at this point as well, there are so many new members of the Goliath tribe that like there are other individuals that are like, hey, like this is one of the chieftain's friends. And like you get offered like drinks or clothing, like just being friends with the chieftain by a lot of these Goliaths who are just like, hey, like you're clearly like not part of the tribe, but you are welcome here. You are more than welcome here as one of the chieftain's friends. And you are met with a kindness that you have not received going to many of the towns and other large social gatherings on this plane.
I think Cori is making mental notes to tell the Raven Queen about this when she sees him again. All right. 4 hours of that, and then Cori's back at the house.
Yeah, and Cori, by the time that you come back, like, if you would like, you can have, like, I want to say, like, it's, like, traditional Goliath, like, cloak. Like, they've just, like, here, take this rug. Take this candelabra. Like, they're just, like, giving you shit at this point. So you've just, like, if you, like, have accepted the majority of these gifts, you were just like, I don't know what to fucking do with all this.
Yeah, I think Cori gets back and, like, puts a few of these things, like just kind of dumps them all onto the floor of the house. Gwen!
What, Cori?
Are you ready to go?
You just fucking move. It's middle of the night. Just fucking move the house.
Oh, sorry. Okay. You still sleeping?
Yes, Cori. Yeah. Door opens. Walks out. Cori, like, she is just in her underwear. Yeah, and you're lucky that it's that. Cori.
It's just the girls right now.
We've talked about this, okay? 8 hours. I need to sleep for, like, the night.
8 hours.
8 whole hours, baby.
All right. Sorry. Go back to sleep. I'll just.
Yeah,
I just letting you know I'm gonna move the house.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Hope I don't take 4 hours to get back to sleep.
Or he moves the house.
Okay. And Caelum,
Back to Dragonforge.
You said that you're pretty smaged
Pretty smaged.
at this point. So you and Farron have both pretty smaged. Prescott at this point returns and sees Farron drinking with an old you, and you just see him like pause. Like us as the viewer, like sees him pause, looks at you. You are an old man now. And he's never, like, he's always been like, the fuck happens on your adventures? Why do you get up to the good shit while I'm here doing such menial tasks? Sees this, and you, like, as the audience, he just turns and walks away.
Prescott, there's mead by the door.
And he says, yes, thank you for that. And he just grabs the bottle and continues walking out.
He knows what he likes.
And then as he is walking out, you hear, you son of a bitch! As Mugwort just like, and like Mugwort comes racing towards him, and you see Prescott just like head snaps. And then there is like magical effect that wraps over him and he disappears. And then Mugwort just like comes by, head just, I'll find you, you son of a, oh hey Caelum! Like, raises his hand, like immediately, like 180. He'll be mad at Prescott later.
It's Labrador brain.
Oh yeah. No, he sees you and he begins the approach. And Caelum, you are heavily inebriated when you see the Manor of Moon's Tear once again reappear.
It's pretty late. Probably should let Gwen sleep in. Right. Mug. 2 hands on either side of his face.
I know she'll never like me back.
Oh, buddy.
She's chieftain and also has someone else in her life that makes her very happy.
Just an arm around the back of his head and just start like stroking his top.
I just like strong
It's okay.
women. He's just like,
Me too, me too. Listen. I need you to stow away Sad Mug for a while. Our boy Kendek has a dilemma.
Skendek has dilemma. What is dilemma?
He likes Jirana.
I should go tell John.
Wait, no.
No.
Jirana likes Kendek.
So why don't they tell each other?
Because they're awkward fucks.
They've awkward fuck?
No. They're awkward people. Let's not.
So I should write a note.
No. Well,
No.
tomorrow morning, we're going to have a round table discussion about how we can set the two of them up.
I don't think we have any round tables in this town.
I can make one.
Oh my god, can you?
I can.
You. And he like pats your cheek. Are the most magical boy we have ever found on the side of the road.
That implies you found more than one.
There was one, but he was not magical, and it was very sad. He had no clothes and wore a cauldron on his head and stole from people.
What? Why have I never heard of this, Farron?
Farron just, well, because he stole from people, and honestly, it was before you. This is a different boy. We thought he was his boy, but he was like 120 or something. He was just one of those deep Seldari that had come up from the Underdark and had a pot over his head.
It's a very long pull from Caelum's tankard.
You're a much better magic boy.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. I've missed you guys.
It's been nice catching up. I haven't been this inebriated since I've been dead.
Same.
Twinsies. And Farron, like, raises for a hand, and, like...
It's a miss.
It's a miss, and then he just... Wait, no. Look at the elbow. Look at the elbow. Look at the... If we both look at the elbow, we can make this. And there's just, like, the fingers, like, barely, like, get near it. Just got it in one.
Caelum does that, and then his head hits the table, and he's out.
And the last thing that we see as Caelum goes to sleep is Farron putting a blanket over you. Just good night, magic boy. Magic man. Magic old man. And he looks over at Mug. They grow up so fast. And Mugwort, you just see, like, wiping a small tear from his eye. And he's just like, it's going to be okay. You did everything you could. And, like, pats Farron's back. And as the two of them head off to bed as well, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. That seems like the perfect spot for it. So when we return, we are going to be having some fun. In the following morning, we'll find out if the young old man has a hangover for the first time in a long while. It's going to be great. So again, 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. We're back.
David! Let's take a Krieg break.
A Krieger's break?
A Krieger's break.
Kriegers.
Kriegers.
Who's your boy?
Hey, happy boy.
Oh no! Look at him lean
Ready?
into her hand.
Okay, bye.
Away with you, Krieger! And with that, hello everybody, and welcome back. We just got done with our little break, and apparently we are done with Krieger right now. So, long rests have been had. Arjhan, you were the first to wake up, because you were the first one to get to sleep. And at this point, I would say that you are... is there anything that you do, like, first thing in the morning? Is there, like, a morning ritual at the Dragon Forge for Arjhan?
Nope.
Go to Gideon, make yourself some coffee?
I'm not even aware if Gideon's back or not, so...
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, you also probably have, like, your own personal coffee stash.
Maybe.
Let's just say that you do. Because you're a smart boy.
Arjhan is asleep again. He's a sleepy boy.
Okay. Something about all this gold that makes you really tired.
Yep.
So then the next people who would be on Wake Up would be Cori and Caelum. Caelum, you are waking up. You have a blanket over you that you don't exactly remember how you got onto you. And you are sort of like head on the table. I imagine there's like a little bit of drooly that has like pooled next to your mouth.
Wakes up to a splitting headache. Puts the blanket down, folded on the table, walks outside to a rain barrel, and then just dumps his head inside of it.
And when you do, like, there are people who are walking by and just like, what the like, by a little bit quicker.
Boop.
Then you end up getting called over by the bread maker in town, Winty. And looking over in his direction, although like it is far too bright out, somebody needs to turn the sun down by like 3 right now in order to exist. You see that while their cart is typically where they had been making breads, they have actually like built a little stand off of the side, so that way there's an enclosed area for this bread cart. And Winty says, "Oh, hi there, old boy.
Winty, hello.
Is that... time has not been kind to you, my friend. You look a little worse for wear. All things considered, is there anything... Are you looking for some food first thing in the morning?"
Pumpkin bread.
"That I can do for you, friend."
Please and thank you.
And when he comes back, there is pumpkin bread as well as several thick slices of bacon.
Not even looking into his own coin purse, just like drops 9 gold, finds a spot, sits down, and just like.
And as you do this, and Winty looks at his hand, you hear him mutter under his voice, "I love this town. I love it so much."
Slice open the pumpkin bread, put the bacon inside, and just how.
And Arjhan, you are sleeping in, so Cori, you would be the next one awake. And when you do you exit the house first thing in the morning? Do you just like hang out in the middle?
I want to say that like Cori moved the house and then went back up on the roof.
Okay. Yeah, so you just see Caelum like stumble out of a door,
Dunk his head into
dunk
a rain
his head
barrel.
into some into a rain barrel. And at this point, because it is like basically January, early February, there is like a little bit of a nice like light snowfall where everything just has like a very thin, a tasteful layer of powder on it. And Caelum is now just like sitting on the ground, steaming loaf of pumpkin bread that you have seen him like rip in half, bacon into, and then just like, and he's like sitting basically in the middle of the thoroughfare, just like munching.
Bless. Cori will face step down to him. Poof, autumn leaves. Is that pumpkin bread?
Do you have to say things so loudly?
Actually talking very quietly.
Oh, yes, it's pumpkin bread.
Oh. Had a long night last night?
Yep.
I see.
My tolerance for alcohol is not what it used to be.
Caelum, I hate to tell you. It hasn't changed much.
No, when I was undead, I didn't get drunk, so...
I meant
It's
from before
changed.
that.
Oh, right. Bacon pumpkin bread?
Oh, no thank you. I've already fed myself today. Do you want, healing?
Right, you can do that.
Mm-hmm. No, sometimes I don't do it just to remind me what life is like.
Says...
And then I do it because it's painful.
I don't know what to say to that.
You can say thank you, Bop.
Thank you.
It's like when your nose is stuffy and then suddenly it clears and you just have that like, oh my god, this is what breathing feels like.
So Gwen is back. Still sleeping, I think, for a few more hours. But Arjhan should be up, right? Unless, oh no, do humanoids have different sleeping times?
No, they mostly need about 8 hours.
Right, so it's definitely been 8 hours since Arjhan went to bed, right?
Mind you, we're also on a pseudo vacation, so he might want to sleep in.
Oh. I don't really get that. I just kind of work.
You need a vacation.
How do you vacation?
So you see what you're doing right now? This whole mood, this whole energy that you have, which is go, go, go?
Hmm?
Stop that.
Okay, where does it go though?
Somewhere else. Do something that helps you relax.
Helps me relax.
I understand that you might not have a lot of hobbies outside of being a Caelum. Maybe we should discuss that during the round table today.
Right.
On the docket. Fix up Jirana and Kendek, find Cori a hobby.
You know, it's been a while since I tried the old ukulele.
There you go.
I gave that to Arjhan.
Ask for it back, right? If you're just using it to relax.
No, that's poor form to give someone a gift and then ask for it back. You know what? I'm just gonna go back up on the roof.
I'll give them another hour.
Cori walks over to the roof. Has already used their face step.
Walk over to
Scramble.
the side of the building and just like...
Yeah, just like
I imagine that, like, Gideon, knowing that you do this kind of shit regularly, has built, like, there's a lattice along the sidewall to just allow for easy scampering to actually, like, get up to it.
And if it was an actual ladder, Cori wouldn't want to use it because, like, you know, what's the point?
That's boring, then.
It's got to be a lattice, you know, because it implies that it isn't intended to be used that way. but it
Exactly.
definitely is. Anyway.
Yeah, so you get up on the side, and as you are sitting atop the roof, you can see that towards the edge of town where the wall is being built, that there is not necessarily a, like, standard building that you've seen from other aspects of town. This very much seems more like a hut that was built traditionally in the style of the Yunnan people. And waking up in the morning, you see first person out of that tent is Jirana, who big stretch, breathes in that winter air, and then, like, opens up the tent and barks at, not like wolf barks or dog barks at the other inhabitants at the tent, but speaks very brusquely, very quickly in Draconic to call them to come back out of the tent. And then you see that once they are all out of the tent, that they then participate in a series of morning stretches. And likewise, on the other side of town, from where you can see atop your roof, coming from the Dragon Forge, which is honestly just across the road, you see Kendek, who also, like, big stretch in the morning. Stroon comes up to him, and he just sort of, like, nods, and then the two of them, it seems like he's taking Stroon for a walk, if anything, heading out of town. About an hour goes by, or several hours then go by, and Gwen, your rest has finally kicked off. You have finished your long rest. No thanks to Cori interrupting you halfway through, or the sound of what sounded like a person scampering on the outside of your room.
Mm-hmm. Gwen's gonna go downstairs. She, like, walks, trips a little bit on stuff on the floor, grabs coffee.
It's
Sits
all just
down
like
at
a bunch of Goliath stuff.
I know. She doesn't even register it until she's kind of sitting there. And then she's, like, looking at it. And she's like, Gideon?
Yes, Resident Gwen.
Why is there a cafe here?
Resident Coriander brought this into the abode.
Is she close?
She's on top of the roof, yes.
All right.
They are currently presenting mail.
Thank you. Gwen gets up, walks outside. Cori!
Head pokes down. Hello.
Why is there a cafe here?
Oh, because a Goliath gave it to me.
Oh. Why?
Because I know the chieftain, who is you.
Yes, that's me, chieftain extraordinaire.
Yeah, but really popular there.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would hope so. Just out of like a respect thing, could you like not keep that shit on the floor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what to put it.
Kind of a traditional cape thing.
Oh, sorry. I'll move some things around.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Yes,
Is everyone
yes.
awake? What?
Yes. What?
Is everyone awake?
Everyone but Arjhan, I think. Arjhan's been
He's
asleep for
there.
a long time.
Oh.
I'm starting to grow concerned.
All right. Can I get a to-go cup, please, Gideon?
Cori's gonna like hang off of the roof, drop down, crawl in through the window.
Gwen, Gideon presents to you a to-go cup.
We can't take anything from here.
No,
right?
you can't. So as you get to the door, it just turns into smoke and leaves your hand.
Forgot about that. Okay. All right. Gwen's gonna jog over to the tower.
Cori's gonna start putting all of that stuff away. And the way that he does is by lifting it and saying, Gideon, can you please put this away?
There is a pause. We will find room.
One by one, finding a home
Set it
for
upon
each
the chair.
item.
It will be done.
Move on.
Okay.
It doesn't move from that chair for 40 years.
All
The
right.
dreaded laundry chair.
And Arjhan, you got your 8 in.
Arjhan is around.
Have you?
He's easy to find.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, have you are you around in the sense that about town, or have you left the Dragonforge tower at all?
Yeah, he's like going around.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, you've definitely, I would say at this point, Arjhan, you probably saw Cori sitting on top of the roof. Most likely. Caelum, did you ever, you got bamfed back to health. Did you end up, standing back up, moving, or did you just, stay where you were, just I'm gonna finish my meal right here? I'm an old man. Nobody can tell me to move.
If Jorana's doing stretches, and he's been bamfed back to health, he's doing calisthenics with the...
With the Yunnan? Okay.
with the Yunnan, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, and then, so Gwen, you're the last one to wake up in the morning, and so when you ask, where is everybody else? Where's Arjhan? Yeah, Arjhan, would this be you walking out of the bakery with, a fresh loaf of bread for yourself?
Sure.
Yeah, you just see him with a nice loaf of pumpkin bread.
Tromp, 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 tromp. You gonna eat all that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Can I get a loaf, please? Pumpkin bread. Do you have a quiche? Do you know what a quiche is?
I'm not exactly familiar with the makings of a quiche. Is that what is that exactly? If you tell me what it is, I can at least try and make one for you.
It's a pie made out of egg. That's how it's been explained to me.
That sounds right tasty.
Ooh, it's good. Put a little ham in there, a little spinach,
A little bit
cheese.
of thyme.
Ooh, yes.
Some thyme, add some little bit of flavor. Give me
Make
Let
it
me
like a
ask-
tart.
Let me ask Fiorette. If the answer is yes, we'll have it out in about 10 minutes.
You're the best. So, Arjhan, matchmaker, making a match. Also, we probably should explain to them what a hitman is. You know what a hitman is, right? Because it's not what...
I do.
Okay. Are we having like a meeting about this, or should I just go talk to him?
Just go talk to them. You know this stuff. None of us do.
Yeah. I mean, I do. It's fine. Have you seen Caelum yet this morning?
Have I seen Caelum this morning?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's currently doing calisthenics with Jorana.
He's doing yoga.
Looks over. The fuck is yoga?
Yeah, you just see like
It's a
the warriors,
draconic
like
word.
stretching, like like flexing in different poses. But like Gwen, you know this is like the Goliaths always called it the Tempest Salute.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Where
Well,
like you
at
would
least
wake
they're
up in the
praising
morning
the
and
right
just like
God.
stretch your warrior muscles, so that way you are ready for anything throughout the day.
Yeah, it's like some stretching. It's supposed to like be something to really focus on your breath, so it might be more of a like draconic thing.
Oh yeah, we used to do it to like stretch our muscles and like praise the tempest and all that. All right, I'll jog over and say hi and get a look at the object of the affection, and I'll attack him. I'll be back. Enjoy your bread.
Okay.
Caelum!
Oh, hello, Gwen.
You good?
You know, processing.
That's all we can ask. Can we talk?
One more. Hold on. Downward Drake. You hear a couple of pops from his back, and then he stands back
Oh.
up. All right. What's up? Here, private.
Just like glancing at Jorana, like probably like somewhere else, right?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Right.
How you doing?
She does not know. She rolled a nat 1 on seeing you. Just like,
Fair.
So when you say like, oh, how you doing? Just like, as good as the morning sun. All right, men, we'll kill so many Iskin when we get back to Unan. Yes? And they all, like, they are all like just really excited to kill vampires when they go back home.
Yeah. All right. Solid. Okay. Let's chat, Caelum.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good morning, guys. Moves away. So what's the story? What's going on?
So, Kendek likes Jorana.
Mm.
She's been asking him to spar, and he wants to find out a way to convey his feelings to her. Turns out, Jorana likes Kendek, but doesn't know how to emote as well.
Oh, bless their hearts. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. Okay, yeah, no, I can work with that. Have you seen Kandak this morning?
He went on a walk with Stroom.
He was walking Stroom last I saw.
All right, then I will wait for him at the tower.
I looped in Farron. Oof.
Why?
Caelum actually does look up like, wait, why did I do that? I was...
He's like the least romantic person I know besides you. No offense.
Farron is actually pretty... He had a girlfriend for a while.
Okay.
I think you're thinking about someone else.
I know. They're all similar in my headspace. It's also very early.
We should find some coffee.
Yeah. I feel like when I leave the house, I just lose the energy that I had gained. But it's it's whatever. All right.
And as you say
I'll
that,
go...
Gwen, a nice heaping quiche is brought to you.
It just like goes into her view, and your eyes just
You
light
just
up
see,
like a
like,
dog
from the
seeing a
corner of
treat.
the frame, like, hands extend with quiche.
Oh God, I fucking love quiches. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Of course. And then hands, like, retract.
Gold. Actually, Gwen doesn't have any gold.
That's fine. Caelum paid him 9 gold pieces for a
That's
loaf
true.
of bread and some bacon earlier. Like, he
That's
fucking
true.
loves this town. He'll make
Yeah.
whatever for whatever amount of money. Y'all are good to him.
Gwen is gonna go sit outside of the forge and wait for Kendak to come back.
To be fair, I drank too much last night.
You got drunk without me?
You were doing your chieftain stuff.
Yeah, but like you couldn't have waited.
I was catching up with Farron.
All right, I mean, I guess that's fair. I'm just like haven't been able to drink with you in a while, but that's okay.
I've been banished from your tribe. There's a reason why I haven't been able to drink with you.
Yeah, but that's not the only place I drink. Plus, you've been like
primarily-
dead for a while.
Hurtful one.
It's just the truth. You couldn't get drunk.
I would have did some sips, you know, just to feel included.
Uh-huh. Anyways, do you want to be involved in this hooking up situation?
Yes, but also I think it's best that I probably leave that sort of thing to people with more experience.
All right. Well, I guess that's just me then. Although Cori probably has some experience, though I would not trust. Ooh, that didn't end too well. No. I'll just handle it. It's fine.
Wait, what?
With Oliviette.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon?
Oh, do you want a slice of quiche?
Yes, please.
Share food.
Okay. Yeah. Caelum and Gwen are just sitting outside of the forge. Cori, you were just on the roof looking at them?
At this point, Cori's inside the building getting all the stuff off the floor.
Okay.
Because a task. Oh boy, a task.
And Gideon
This
has
is-
just asked you to just set it on the chair and they will take care of it.
Now the pile is off the floor and on a chair. Cori's done it. Cori steps outside, sort of puts his head on a swivel. And then there's Caelum and Gwen over there having breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meander on down there. Hand on a wall, just sort of like lean over them. All right, so what's the plan, crew?
And as you say this, Arjhan, where are you at?
Arjhan has he is walking down with like a plate with like 4 cups of coffee in it. It comes over, hands some off, but yeah, he's around.
It's that scene from Endgame where fucking
I'm Thor hand or not. I'm
Hulk handing the tacos off.
Benevolent taco.
Huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to Kendak, and then I'm gonna go. Well, depending on how that goes, I can go then talk to Geronimo, and then we can,
Drana.
kind of. Sorry.
Her name's Drana.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I'll talk to Jorana and see how things are going there. Did we tell her about our triumph in the north?
You mean fighting the vampires?
I mean, like destroying the vampires, but yeah.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure
we
we did.
did that
Jesus
immediate.
Christ. Can you not be so sneaky?
Exposition leave. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that like immediately after we did it.
Okay, cool. So that'll give us that'll give me an in. All right. Anybody have any Arjhan, anything I need to know about draconian anatomy that I should keep in mind? I know you don't do a lot of that
They
stuff.
will figure it out. Just get them to
I
talk to each
I don't
other.
mean the text thing. I mean like if there's any social things that are inappropriate.
They're
Gwen,
from two completely different cultures.
Gwen,
Right
you need
there.
to sometimes listen to the things that you say and also know that your reputation, like, whenever you speak about anatomy, it's 100% a sex thing.
I mean, that's fair, but I haven't had sex in like months.
Speaking of, where's Philip?
Marysville? Stratford?
Silt Creek.
It is
Remember, there's a Tyrant security branch in Silt Creek
That's incredible.
that he's assistant branch managering.
Look, I got a lot going on, okay? He's an independent man. He can figure his own stuff out. He's going to come back when he comes back. And you know what? I didn't want to, take us out on an adventure just for, bang time. So, yeah, I've evolved.
Well, if you miss him, it stands to reason that he misses you too. You've got a little bit of time off. This might be
That's
something you
true.
consider.
Yes, after this, you should go bang.
I should go bang.
We
Well-
are about to deploy again for quite some time.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, let's crack this egg open and we can figure that out later.
Fucking rare form tonight, y'all.
We have 28 days to go, y'all.
We can't time skip. We
Sorry.
can never time skip.
Sorry, 27.
From 7. Okay. Ah,
I'm gonna talk to Kendek.
yes. So, with that, Kendek again was off on a walk with his good boy. And I would say, as you're having this conversation, Kendek will eventually make his way back, and he sees all 4 of you standing in front of the forge, and he just pauses, and then just more of it, just oh, I thought you were out. That's okay.
Hey, what's up? Yeah,
Hi.
can we talk?
About your
You got time?
And he just looks at the 4 of you and gets the yeah, we can
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm gonna go talk to Ren actually.
and
Cool.
yeah. Okay, so you pull Kendek aside. He's in his forge. He's in his element.
Right. Okay, cool. So, tell me what you got so far.
I was told when I spoke to Farron
Uh-huh.
that I should make something for her.
Oh, that's great.
She
Okay.
likes axes.
Okay. Axes are great.
I could make an axe
Yeah.
and give
Uh.
that to her.
Yeah. That's in my experience, that's great. Not a great opener for the whole situation, because if you just go up and here's an axe, I like you, that's kind of a little much. It's just in my experience. But you guys have been sparring, right? Okay, cool. Does she let you win?
And he looks at you a little offended. Just no.
Oh,
My
good. Okay,
victories are
cool.
hard won.
Well, that's good. That is a good. See, that's something I can relate to. Boy. Okay. So what do you like about her?
And he pauses and then looks at you. And there's a continued silence.
Okay. Is there something you find desirable about her physically?
She is very strong.
Oh, yeah, she is. Okay. What about her attitude or her personality?
I enjoy her laugh. When
That's very
she
sweet.
talks about killing Iskin, she gets very happy. I
That's nice.
like her joy.
Yeah. Killing. I get that. I get that. Yes.
I have an idea for an axe design.
Fucking Caelum, what the hell? You guys gotta stop being so fucking sneaky. We're having a goddamn conversation
I
here.
thought this was a round table.
Oh shit, hey everyone. I'm sorry.
I never
I-
moved. I've been here the entire
We've
time.
been here the entire
Yeah,
time.
you were just like, can I talk to you? And moved maybe like 10 feet away.
Gwen
Arjhan.
just like
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm talking to Ren. Like, I hate talking to that guy. I hate this conversation more.
Alright, okay, alright.
Cori's like
Good.
visibly like, melting. It's all like, oh, it's adorable. Their love is so sweet.
Alright.
Kendall.
Go ahead.
Axe blade on one end, metal spike on the other side,
Oh.
so she can
Mhm.
stake vampires.
Oh.
Silver it.
Silvered.
Got it.
Kendek nods, and
great.
you see him bring up some draft paper and, like, very crudely.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that, like, his artist vision is not hindered or dampered by his inability to draw. He works with metal. He doesn't need to
Yeah.
work with pencil.
Okay. Have you ever invited her to do anything?
No. She
What about sparring?
comes to me to ask to spar.
What?
She always comes to me to
Oh.
ask to spar.
Okay. All right. Well,
I've been making
And this-
weapons for the town.
yeah, that's great. But, as if you want to pursue this, if you want to, become romantically involved with someone, you got to, put a little effort, a little time into that. So my suggestion would be to ask her to spar and then talk to her about things that she likes. And then I would compliment her on her fighting style or the way she carries her weapon or something like that. And maybe end the conversation with a, if you want, we could grab a drink sometime and talk more about insert things she likes.
When you say romance,
Wait, are you just looking for sex? Because that's a whole different thing.
what?
I don't know. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Gwen, I've seen this before. Some people aren't romantic. I don't understand it at all. But, sometimes people just enjoy each other's company.
How is that not romance?
Sonic thing.
Gwen, roll an
Yes.
insight check.
Okay. Nice. Oh,
Cori starts reaching for charts.
Insight is. I don't even know what my insight score is. It's an 8.
Gwen, even with an 8, based off of Kendek's interactions with you and him asking romance ? And him being created from a large tube and having no memories other than being a full-grown man,
Right.
you get the understanding that nobody has explained to him really what
my God.
romance is.
Okay.
He knows,
Sweetheart.
like, you're explaining this to a child
Got it. Mhm.
in terms of like understanding of relationship dynamic.
Right. Okay. 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 Yeah. So when you enjoy someone's company, there is a sort of okay, let's think about it as a blade, like a scimitar, okay? Like a scimitar blade. You know how it's curved?
Okay. Gwen, as
Okay.
you are in the process of describing all of this, Arjhan, you went to go and speak with Ren. So you find Ren, and Ren is currently in the process of talking to builders about constructing the wall.
I have a very few amount of things to do. Basically, I want anybody who wants to set up a business here. We had the funds to get them started, and I want to rename the fucking town.
Oh, all right. Well, what were you planning on renaming the town? I mean, you founded it. Dragonforge, fine, working title. We can just have that be Kendek's place, I suppose. But, so local businesses, are there any businesses that you were looking specifically to try and bring in? Like a magic shop or potion place? I've heard tell that you are, in fact, a potion miser of sorts.
He'll rattle off a few. We don't need to roleplay this specifically, but as far as the town name, Verstein.
Verstein?
Verstein, which, let's just say in Draconic, it means haven. And I'm pasting it in chat.
That could work. I like the sound of that. I think these are good ideas. And again, I mean, if you're willing to fund it, if you're paying for most of the town, then by all means, call it whatever you like. I'm just here to help things run smoothly.
And he'll do whatever he needs to do to get like notice board signs, whatever.
Yeah.
All set up. But yep,
Okay.
Let's get back to this.
Okay. Sounds good. Meanwhile, explaining to a red dragonborn what romance is.
So, on a scimitar, you know how the blade gets larger over time, right? Right, and like, I'm sorry. So it just starts out small, and then it grows at the end, which is better for hacking and slashing, right? So when you have relationships with people, like you and I have a friendship relationship, right? That only goes so far on the blade in terms of feelings, right? You don't think of me on your time off or when I'm not around, rarely, I would assume,
I
but
hope my
when
armor
you,
protects you, yes.
yeah. But beyond that, there gets to be the larger part of the blade, which becomes bigger feelings for people, okay? So you want to spend more time with them. You want to maybe make them feel happy, do things for them that you wouldn't do for other people, or listen to them talk about something that you're not interested in just to hear them talk. That's a romantic feeling. That's a bit more than just a friendship. Does that make sense? So as you get to the largest part of the blade, right, that's when you want to spend all your time with the person and sort of become their better half or other half, I guess, you know? Does that make sense? Like you just want to oh and then there are sexual feelings that you feel with people where you want to make them feel good physically. Do you know about sex? Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That is, you know, something that maybe, I mean, all relationships are different, but you might want to become more physical with someone you're romantically involved with.
Like sparring.
Like sparring, yes. But so we're just gonna take this slow in that you want to spend more time with Geronima, right? Gerana. You want to do nice things for her and make her happy and see her laugh more, right?
I do not wish for her to leave.
Okay. So the biggest step in that is to express that to her in some way or another. Because if you don't, then she will never know and maybe she'll leave and that would not make you happy. And, you know, if she wants to do these same things with you and she has not, you know, she's waiting for you to say something maybe, that would be bad if she left and you never expressed that with her, you know? So a good first step, invite her to spar. And then after you're done, tell her that you enjoy spending time with her and you perhaps would like to maybe show her your forge or like take her out for a drink or something like that. I'd like to spend more time with you and get to know you better, you know, something like that.
And he pauses, and you can see that the gears are turning. And he looks at you and nods, grabs his rudimentary drawing of the axe that he has been in the process of designing, and he squats down and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, I know what to do.
Can you tell me just so it's not like we're having a miscommunication here? I you know, just want to make sure.
And at that, Kendek stands up, and then he begins walking past you.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we've done all we can.
Yep. Be yourself.
Yes.
Communication is the key.
And you
Did I
see him
explain that
get
well?
to the road, make a left, and begin heading up towards where Gerana is currently practicing.
He's gonna do great.
I'm just so glad I didn't have to explain what sex was to a grown man.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awful?
Oh my
Like
god.
sex.
Arjhan walks past him and gives him guidance.
Entire hand on Caelum's old face and just push him away.
How'd it go?
I think it went well. I explained what romance was with a scimitar analogy.
What?
I don't know, man. I didn't know that he didn't know what romance was.
What happens?
We all Scooby-Doo out the door.
Totem pole.
Scooby-Doo out the door. Arjhan and Caelum, the two of you, have the highest perceptions, I believe.
Yep.
So from your Scooby-Doo vantage points, you see that Gerana is like just finishing up a brief sparring match with one of the Unan, and Kendek walks up and stops, and he is just like stiff as a board.
Oh god.
And Gerana turns to look at him, and he walks up and says, I am making this for you. And he hands her the design, and she looks at it, And he says, "The spike will be in silver. I would like to spar with you more, because I do not wish for you to leave." And Jirana looks at it and looks at him, and you can hear, like, snickering from the Unan that are there, and she just, like, holds up a clenched fist, and the snickering stops. And
Well, I like
then
her.
she looks at the paper again and looks at Kendek, and you see that she gets a large smile across her face. And she says, "You cannot stop me from leaving on a hunt. But if you prove a worthy opponent, we'll have a reason to come back."
Just punches Cori.
Game begins.
And Kendek just, like, nods, turns, and then begins walking back to the forge.
We all just disperse back into the room.
Just, like, strike, like, really chill.
Yeah, act normal.
Caelum has a clipboard, but he's like sitting on a crate.
Corey's got like an apple in his mouth, like, apple.
Gwen's looking at something very mundane, like, oh yes, this is a spoon. It's amazingly made.
And Kendek walks into the forge, and then you hear just, like, the
That was great! How you feel?
foolish.
Why? You did great!
I have lost my blueprint.
Yeah, well,
He
To be
goes
fair, it
over
was
to
a
the
quick
drafting
sketch.
table.
it was a
It just begins, like, making another diagram.
our
He left,
sweetie.
he left it with her, didn't he?
Yeah, he gave it to her.
Baby.
He gave her a really shitty drawing. Said, "I'm make this for you," and then he walked away.
Young love. I should call. Hey, Caelum. Can I call Philip?
Puts a hand on top of Gwen's head. Right now?
Yeah.
Casts his modified sending so that they can speak through him.
Hey, babe. Back on the material plane. Gonna head back to the Goliaths soon, but would love to see you at some point. Thoughts? Kisses. Is that too much? Was that too much?
I like to imagine that, is that too much? Like, keeps going as part of the sending. And the response back is, "My darling, my darling, it's been so long since we have embraced. How are you doing this? Material plane? Much to talk about. Always free for you."
Gwen just kind of, you just see the, like, she, like, is trying not to smile, and the color just goes up her cheeks a little bit. All right, cool. Yeah, that's all right, cool. Are we done here? Are we done?
Does anybody else have anything to do here?
Oh, not here, but come to think of it, I should call Oliviette. Don't worry, I don't need you, Pat's Caelum. Go grab the sending stone. Oliviette! We don't have to exchange, just Cori's gonna go and remember what it's like to talk to a loved one.
Oliviette basically fills you in that her adventure traveling across the sea has been not very adventurous, as it has been roughly about 5 days since she set out. Not even. Or, yeah, it hasn't even been 10 days since she's been gone. She saw some lovely birds that reminded her of you.
Aw. Cori, since they would have had to have initiated the message, Cori's going to express that they miss Oliviette, tell them briefly about the Goliath camp, and then say, we should start calling more again. I miss you again.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so other things to do in the Dragon Forge. Oh. Excuse me.
Bless.
Tasks are exhausted. Onward.
Okay.
Additional
Next
pylons.
location.
No, they're not.
Aw, man.
Don't you have to pick up a bounty that's worth approximately 200,000 gold pieces?
From Murillo?
What?
Are we still trying to take care of old man Caelum?
Yes.
Yeah, but things in the
That's-
Dragon Forge are good.
Okay.
We're moving on to the next location, which would be our ask.
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to happen today. We can, like, jump forward in time a little bit.
Yeah, if you want. Tell me how long you want to spend in any place at any given point of time, and it will happen.
All right.
Gwen needs to go back to the tribe to talk about Raven Queen stuff. So she'd probably go back that day, then maybe spend a week there before going to see Philip.
Okay. I'm going to write these down.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Gwen. 1 week at the tribe,
Expand.
going to meet Philip. How are you going to go meet Philip? Are you going to travel by Auroch?
That is a good question. How long would that take?
That would take you, because you're friends with the spirit that resides in the Hollow Locks, it would take you probably another 10 days to get to Philip.
Okay.
Where can the house get her?
The house, at this point, I believe you guys have set to get close to Marysville. Was one of the
Yeah.
last locations. I don't know if you removed that.
I don't think we have.
Noctua is saying Silt Creek if you have a Banff location with the house there.
Yeah, Silt Creek should still be on there. We removed the keep
Gotcha.
from the list.
Okay. So I can go straight to Silk Creek.
Mhm.
Okay. So maybe Gwen says, I'll be with the tribe for a while. Pick me up in a week, and I get Banff to Marysville or to Silk Creek.
The next thing on Cori's list of things to do is to just go work for Arillo for a while. And heck, like, even if Cori has to do it for like the rest of the 28 days, that's just more money in our pockets. So Cori's willing to go and work for Arillo for a while.
It's not more money, so as it is
Paying it
not
off.
less money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you see a sale. You're saving money that you otherwise would have spent.
Well, we would have spent it. We would have spent it. This is life-saving medicine.
During that time, Caelum will go with Cori because this is also his problem, and he'll feel bad not working on it.
Didn't Caelum have something that he wanted to do? He was gonna build something.
I was, but I need Gwen's armor.
You can take it. She doesn't
you
need
can
it.
take it.
Okay. So yeah, he'll spend the week converting the fire-resistant armor to necrotic resistance.
Okay. So the fire-resistant armor was originally a red dragon scale that had been, like, turned into this armor. What will it look like after?
He's probably gone off, collected some different materials from around wherever he could, but it has basically been glossed over with a nice black matte. So a little bit of the red is showing out, but it's more of a crimson now.
Okay. I'm here
It's
for
almost
it.
like
Cool.
a dry brush.
Yeah,
Right? It's
yeah.
like right
Yeah.
at the edges.
No?
Like the red is dry brushed on the edges, and it's like black and crimson. There are like draconic runes that he's like etched into the neckline to help prevent necrotic damage from coming through.
I like it.
Okay, sounds good. Arjhan?
If Arjhan will like stay, make sure that like if off constantly actually do want to set up a bar, help get all that set up.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Okay, sounds good. So,
If before they leave, he will let Cori and Caelum know whenever they take the house to Arask. Let him know whenever they know what the job will be.
Okay.
And make sure Gwen gets this. Ching, 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 ching. Just the armor on the mannequin.
okay, that would be after. That would take a week of time.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, Gwen is going to Tribe. You are all spending a week in at the Dragon Forge. I need to know its new name. I need to learn it.
Verstane.
Verstane. Excellent. So spend some time in Verstane for a week, and then Gwen, you are coming back to pick up your friends.
I don't know if they wanted to drop me off or what, but I need the house to go to Silk Creek, so however that works out.
Okay, just trying to figure out. So,
Yeah.
Cori, are you going to do the Arillo quest while Caelum is working on the armor? Are you waiting for the armor to be done for Caelum to join you?
I think Cori will go immediately
Okay.
rather than just sitting around. Clearly, Cori can't relax, so
This is go mode. You're going. Look, it's go mode vacation time. You're going to an island resort by yourself.
Cori's the kind of person who has a summer job.
You work at like a surf shack kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Cori will go immediately to Arillo, and essentially say, like, this is when I need to be back. Like, I will work for you for that amount of time.
Okay, that's doable. With that in mind, you are asking to work off an exorbitant sum. I understand that there are kingdoms that do not have as much currency as the cost of this anti-aging cream. So I'm going to be quite frank with you.
Your name's Arillo.
Yes. What can you do? Is there anything about you that's special that I should know about? So that way, if I think about a job or something that I want
Right.
that I could have you do, then
well-
perhaps it could be more like geared to your skill set. So that way, it's not like, oh,
Right.
go into this
I'm-
and steal the face of the nameless god or something, some such.
Okay, so I'm an Eladrin,
Okay,
so I can change seasons. That's one thing I can do.
fantastic. Not
I
really
can-
helpful.
I can teleport. I am the mantle of Lorathian. I also have this ability to lay on hands and get rid of hangovers.
No, hold up.
That's been very useful.
You
What?
said you are the mantle of the who now?
Lorathian. Corlon Larathian?
Yes, no, I'm familiar with the name.
I'm also the Caelum of the Fallen
That I
Leaves.
don't really care so much about. You're saying, like, you put the peak in the middle. So, okay. I'm going to ask you in the most platonic, worker-employer way possible. And I won't do anything with it outside of your view. May I have a sample of your blood?
Oh, God. You ask that in the most terrifying way possible. You know that, right?
Look, in my profession, if you ask somebody for a sample of their blood, the next question is, what are you going to do with it? Why do you need a sample of my blood? Are you going to take it somewhere nefarious?
Oh yeah. Do you know any hags? Is this a hag thing? Are you a hag?
No.
Divine sense.
You just like verbatim, like divine sense.
He just does it.
Yeah, you get
Blah.
nothing from Murillo.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right, well. And he like puts a small petri dish.
Yeah, like Corey's pulling out a dagger. Like, wait, not like this. No.
So what we're going to do is that we are going to do across the back of the hand.
Oh.
Not in the palm. The palm, while it looks cool, would be really infuriating, I feel, to work with.
Oh, there's all these lines here. It feels like, you know.
I know, it feels like you should, but you really shouldn't. So,
Okay.
And he will give you a quick slice, like kind of like massage some blood out into the petri dish. You see him then reach behind the counter and pull out what looks like a string and a jewel that is attached to the string. And the frog sort of like hops up onto the desk next to him and is looking at this jewel upon the string. And you can see that he is casting some sort of divination magic about this blood.
Okay.
And after it's done, he says, right, I think we can help each other in a sense. If you are willing, I have an idea as to how you could pay off the majority of this aging cream.
I've only got so much blood.
Oh, I don't need all of your blood. Just honestly, a small vial would do. And then I also would need you to be present when you give the vial. Look, how about this? Steady yourself, get a good night's sleep, eat some food. I don't know, do you sleep? Have a good day, a good rest of your day. Come back first thing tomorrow morning. We'll do this thing. We can help out your friend. No problem.
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah. No, that sounds easy enough. So, like, you don't want me to, like, fight anything, slay anything?
I don't think that will be necessary in this. If you were anyone else, and not as you described, and I have been able to gather, the living mantle of the Elven Primarch, I think that we might have a different scenario worked out. But from what my understanding is, this will be fine. Perfectly Techno, thank you so much for the raid. This should be fine. So let's just come back tomorrow here. And he'll like write out, you see him take out a business card for things that make you say, wow, flip it over. And he writes a small note and he says, show this to whoever's on staff tomorrow. Hopefully it's me. You never know if it might not be. Give this to them. They'll know what to do.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if I understand exactly. So you want me to like come around and give blood? Is that it?
Yes.
I can do that. That seems simple enough.
Excellent.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I guess I'll be back tomorrow.
Fantastic. Excellent. Perfect. And sure enough, the day passes. I'm assuming that you probably go and like get an eggy McEggwitch from Greybeard, hang out in the
Y'all
garden.
remember when Cori got mad at Gwen for selling her hair? I feel like
He's not
just
saying.
So the next day, you show up, and sitting behind the counter, you can see is a bald half-orc wearing the same clothes that Arillo does. You hand him the business card that Arillo had written on the day prior. And they look at it, look at you, and you can see there's this moment of just like, I never thought I would get to say this. We are closed for the day, thanks to you. And they get up and they go towards where the stairway is. They make a motion with their hand, and the red curtain closes. They turn around, put a hand on your back, and this way. And they, again, motion with their hand towards the other side of the counter, and as it does, you can see it opens up to reveal a long hallway. Upon entering into this hallway, you continue on for about 2-3 minutes, and Arillo, the half-orc, says to you, we have been trying to find some sort of blessing for ages. This cream that you will be receiving, I'm sure is worth whatever cost it is that you will be paying. We appreciate your service greatly. Have you ever seen things that make you say, wow?
Do you mean like the concept or the store?
The concept.
Because I'm pretty sure I've said wow once or twice in my life.
Good. You may wish to prepare yourself. And as he says this, you walk through the door, and you see, as has been described to both Caelum and Gwen, what feels like 1,000 years ago, the inner portion of things that make you say, wow. It is a fantastically sized chamber. There's a statue of Arillo, all in gold. There are various Arillos, different hairstyles, different facial hairs, different heritages, backgrounds, all just like dressed like you can tell they're different, but they are all the same. There's a whale just like swimming through the air above you with this large regal robe that is perfectly dressed for it. There's a jellyfish in a container that also has this robe upon it. And when you arrive, all of the Arillos begin to clap as best they can for you.
This is horrific to Wings, but Cori's probably just like, huh.
And as you continue on, the half-orc Arillo just like, today's the day, thread twisters. Today is the day we reach to the merchant. And all of them are like, yes, the merchant, as they are all like clapping, and like there's like confetti and flowers and shit that's being like thrown near you. You can see even the jellyfish in this large container has like its two long tendrils come up, and it's just like giving a very...
These Arillo people are very kind.
You hear a whale song of joy above you as Arillo the whale continues on. And they lead you down a set of stairs until at the base of this large room, you can see that there is what looks like a mechanical contraption built into the bottom. And this, you can see looking around that there are 11 different Arillos, one of them being a small baby who's wearing Arillo clothing, which you can guess based off of your remembrance of the last time you were here, not even a week ago, This must be the High Council of Arillos. As you remember, the Arillo merchant that you had said had often told you, or had told you the once anyways, that one of the High Council members got turned into an actual baby. It was a weird time, but we figured it out in the end. And you can see that, like, they sit on one of the highest chairs, small little chubby baby hands steepled, looking at you with the inscrutable stare of a child in passing. Like when you're walking by one in a department store and it just gives you that, like, I've seen too much look. Like, you know, like, this baby, for whatever reason, is staring, like, deep into your soul.
Snitch.
Yeah, no fucking snitching. And as you reach this, you see that, or the Arillo that you are used to, comes up and stands beside you and says, "My fellow thread twisters, today is the day that we have all been waiting for. Today is the day we reach out to the merchant to form the ultimate bond. The Lord of this and that shall finally hear our call." And again, the Arillos all cheer and clap. And he pulls out a small mason jar and says, "If you would be so kind."
Who exactly is the merchant?
Oh, it's the Lord of Exchange.
Going to need a bit more information, real quick.
Right. So, the reason... How do I put this? There are entities that are not deities that exist within the world.
Right.
One of them being a creature such as Caius that you're, like, doing stuff with, right?
You're saying all the wrong things.
Now, hear me out. Your friend Arjhan is capable of seeing multiple different versions of himself and communicating with them. That is what we at Thread Twister Incorporated have been doing for quite some time.
Yes, I can see that.
Yes. So, our goal is to merge and become one. Instead of being everywhere as different individuals all at once, we want to condense and coalesce. And the easiest way that we can do that is by reaching out to the Lord Merchant with an offering that they would find acceptable. We have found such an offering. God's blood.
I see.
We have reached out to a number of gods, left a few voicemails. None of them have gotten back to us. Many of them have said, "Can you put me on your do not call list?" To which we must comply. Those are the old rules. Now,
Can you assure me that the merchant is not in any way evil?
yes, 100%.
How does Wraith feel about that?
Wraith isn't into any of this, but is one of those, like, he's telling the truth, but, like, in that there's nothing inherently evil or wrong with mercantilism. It is just those that are behind it. It's like when you see capitalism on paper, for the most part. It's like, that could work if the people who are doing it weren't absolutely shitty. And, like, you've worked with Arillo before. Your friends have worked with Arillo before. He seems like relatively a nice guy.
Yeah. No, just Cori's been through some shit.
Yeah, no, I get it.
All right. I'm going to trust you on this one. But just real quick. A little closer. A little closer. Don't make me regret this.
Are you going to be getting your friend's anti-aging cream for an extreme premium? The answer is yes. I see no regrets. You do this, you can have the things that you wished for, that you were going to trade back. This is the greatest barter that you could have ever possibly brought to us.
Okay.
Good.
But there is more than one way to disappoint me.
Understand.
All right.
And the
Go on, just
small
do it.
baby emanates with a psychic presence. Are you finished your discussions? Yes, we are. We're done. They just needed a little bit of a prep, a little bit of a primer. They're all good. And the small baby with the steepled fingers. Present the offering.
Hand out.
Okay. Now this time it will hurt a little bit as we need to kind of quicken the process, getting it from the back of your hand. Good for it. Doesn't matter. Sorry about this. And there is like, they take your wrist, extend your arm outward, and just like along the length of your arm.
Ow. Like, just as he does that, like, Cori's like, ow. Oh, shit, I was supposed to tell Arjhan.
And as the blood is collected and pooled into this mason jar, once it fills, Arillo then, like, releases your arm. Just, you can do your lay on hands thing here. That's fine.
Oh, thank you for the permission.
Oh, yes.
Fucking lay on hands.
And Arillo stands behind, or then turns to you, or turns away from you, and upon the floor, you can see that this multi-segmented pattern that was there, that looked like a series of threads that had all been tied into a central point, begin to open. And beneath you is what looks like an impossible sequence. It looks like something is roiling upwards, but that it has depth. Like there's no sense about this energy that you see. And energy is the only way that you can possibly describe it. There's no... It looks both liquid and solid at the same time. Like, it is just raw. Like, the very stuffs that the universe has been made of is in this very chamber. And Arillo stands with the mason jar of your blood above his head and says, Lord Merchant, we offer you the blood of a god freely given. Do you accept our request? And from this roiling mass of energy, you hear what sounds like a wood block clacking against itself. And the Arillos cheer as the Arillo that you have known tosses the blood in the jar into the hole in the floor. Just bap. And you watch as it falls, and it looks like it falls like when you're at the top of a cliff and you drop something and you just see it keep going, which is wild because when you look at the side walls of this inner chamber, it looks like it maybe was like 20 feet, but it just continues to go and go and go until it is just a small pinprick. And then you see that pinprick begins to get larger and larger as sheer light begins to emanate from it, until all that is left is light with a force of air that seems to be blowing out of this hole that wreathes the entire chamber. And it's very strange to you, Cori, because you do not feel any of this upon you. But you start seeing the Arillos around you, like specifically the one next to you. He begins to like slide forward a little bit as it looks like this wind is like pulling at his clothes and his hair as he's like trying to hold himself back as he is getting dragged in, and like there's nothing happening to you. Absolutely nothing, but like all of the Arillos and the world around you just seems to be being pulled into this hole in the floor that is just emanating with this primordial light that seems to just be radiating with a sea of color.
Are they in distress?
They look like they are in a wee bit of distress.
Oh boy.
As you just see like Arillos, like you hear a ah! And like one of the Arillos is just like gone from a ledge, and you see like falling and then drifting and then into the hole. And as it hits, you see that like the strength of wind grows stronger as more of the Arillos begin to pile down from all of their chambers, their cheerings then turning to yells, as every Arillo is sucked into this hole. The chamber collapses into this hole. The statue is pulled into the hole until, Cori, you are standing in white. There is no floor. There is no ceiling. There is nothing. Until you see what looks like a humanoid made of stone that if standing would be roughly 20 feet tall. But instead you can see that their legs are crossed in a almost meditative-like stance. They have their hands resting in front of them, and on their large stone head, they do not have eyes, they do not have a mouth, but instead there is a large gem that is placed roughly in the center of where eyes would be. This large ruby. There is a set of stone wings about them, and they, with one word, say, or not with one word, but they speak, "The deal is struck." And you feel everything come back to you. There is floor. Once again, you are in this chamber. There are no Arillos, mind you. You are in a completely empty place where the only thing that remains is this large golden statue of Arillo in this glorious pose that he had had before. And the floor cinches shut, and from a rising pile of smoke that seems to come from this closed flooring, you see a jar that says anti-aging cream on top of your pile of goods.
Cori like goes, "Hello? Hello?"
You hear a plat, plat, plat.
It's the fucking frog.
And there is a frog with a small little hat that stares directly at you.
Are you Arillo? Good deal. Thank you. Take the cream.
The frog careens its head back, and its mouth opens, and that same primordial light extends out of the frog's mouth.
Oh
and
boy,
you
oh
see
boy.
that strange creature looking back down at you.
Thank you.
And they nod.
Have a nice day.
They nod again.
Pocket the cream.
And as you say, have a nice day, you do not hear it. It fills you from your very core and seems to extend into every fiber of your being. The solitary phrase, "See you next time."
Aw.
And as they say that, the world shifts again.
Oh, so should I take this stuff too? And okay, goodbye.
And Cori, you find that your arms are filled with this stuff as you are standing on the outside of a tent that says "Things That Make You Say" with "Wow" glowing in small neons on the Isle of Arask in the middle of the street,
Huh.
with a small sign hanging above it, or hanging amongst these closed red curtains that says "Closed for restructuring."
I hit my sending token. Hey, Arjhan. Job's done.
What was the job?
It's a one-way sending, buddy. That's all I can say.
And Arjhan, as you ask, what was the job? That is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for this wonderful session of Dungeons and Dragons. I had a fantastic time playing this game with my friends, but I always have a fantastic time whenever these folks are on the channel. So RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, my name's RJ, and you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things of my life and sometimes stream with my pals. You can catch me here, always, on Mondays and Sundays. Mondays for our homebrew campaign, of course, as Caelum the Shatterkai Wizard. Sundays during our Witchlight campaign, as Vice the Tiefling Rogue. Other than that, not much going on for me this week, aside from Sunday morning over at the Hype Goblins channel, where it's another D&D 5e campaign. I play a wonderful sorcerer bard who's just trying his best to keep his party up. It's hard. TheNakedEater.com.
I would just like to say what the fuck Indoor, because that was a lot. I loved it.
Did it make you say wow?
It made me say what the fuck Indoor,
Close
but
enough.
I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. I'm going to be streaming live tomorrow at 3 o'clock on LBHackEmUp I haven't decided what I'm going to play yet. I might do Death's Door. I might just do Dead by Daylight because that's what I've been enjoying. Or I might do Destiny 2 because I've gotten into that recently. So that's the thing. And then I'll be on GGK that evening doing our Masks game where I play Sabrina. She is a outsider. She's an alien and she just got in contact with her parent. So that's cool. And she just explained to everyone, she's going through a lot right now. She has, anyways. And then on Friday, I'll be back on my channel doing some horror nights. We've been playing It Takes Two. We've gotten through the snow globe, and we are probably in the last third of the game. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then back on my channel on Sunday night doing our Masks game, maybe? Depending on people moving and if they can get in back in time. SnakeEater.com.
Oi. I'm Cyber. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, it's all there. I'm here on Mondays. I'm on Saturdays. I'm on twitch.tv/ I think it's the Capricorn Cross. We're doing 5e there too. The downtime. It's downtime. TheNakedEater.com.
Speaking of TheNakedEater.com, god damn, I'm sorry. Did I kill Arilla?
No, because he still exists in Tower Security.
Under new management.
Under restructuring. My god, this is a Knights in the Courtyard thing. But god damn. I was all like, there's no way that this can horrify me. And then they just like all got sucked into another dimension. Anyway, my name's Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can find me here on Mondays and Sundays, and also at Danae Keener on Twitter. That has my schedule. It's pinned there. You can see all the Twitches that I'm into. Well, not that I'm into, the ones that I'm in, you know, the games that I'm in. See you next time.
Hello, everybody. If you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, what's up, Acorns? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards Where Anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. The easiest way to ask us those questions, of course, is to join us on our Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audiocast down below. Join us in questions for the courts. Ask us those questions. We'll do our best to respond in kind. But until then, we are going to be heading off. So I would like to once again say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.